Hello YouTube friends, what we're going to do today is attempt to seal a leaking shower tray. What we've got here is a shower tray which the customer is complaining of leaks coming through the ceiling downstairs. So we're going to investigate and see exactly what's going on. This looks a bit suspect in this corner. I think what we're going to do is see if we can take the entire enclosure out and then reseal some of this stuff around here. Geez, that was heavy. This is obviously the weak point, but you can reseal this along here. I'm surprised. I think water's getting in behind here. I'm going to actually take these channels off, I think. This channel's just held on with one screw and silicone, but it's really on there, so I'd be surprised if water's getting in behind here. You can feel there's silicone all the way down there. That's the channel off. It's totally well and truly stuck on there with silicone, and I'd be surprised if that's failed there. This silicone that was on there, perfectly, that channel, all the way up. Luckily these tiles are nice and shiny, but it'd be a miserable job getting this silicone off if you had textured tiles. Yeah, well, that shouldn't really be black under there. That's a sign of leaking. Now, I believe there are some chemicals you can slop on here and it melts the silicone. Never actually tried those, so we just stick to this DIY way for the time being. That's all cleaned out nicely now, and it's perfectly dry because I haven't been sloshing any wet stuff about. What I'm going to do is, I think, is seal this end here first with the good quality silicone. Then I'm going to fix the channels back onto the wall. Then I'll put the enclosure back in, and then I'll go around and finish off the silicone around the edges. I've just put a thin bead of silicone all the way up that channel. I'm just going to fix that to the wall now, and I've just put a small amount of silicone just in this part here where the channel's going to sit. We'll come back and we'll do the whole side of the shower tray in a minute. That's the channels back into position. It's the right hand one, this is the left hand one, and now comes a tricky bit of getting the enclosure back into position. Now it's very heavy, and quite honestly guys, it's a job for two people. What I'm going to attempt to do is get the enclosure back up onto a couple of objects that keep it off the actual tray, so that I can try to insert a little bead of silicone when the thing's in place, because it's so heavy and I just don't think I'm going to be able to pick it up and drop it onto a ready-made bead of silicone. Anyway, here goes. Well, that was massively heavy guys, and that's the reason we call it do it yourself, because more often than not there's nobody to help you, so you just got to get on with it. Anyway, I've got this enclosure in position, and it's jacked up just enough for me to get a little bit of silicone around that edge before I let it drop down on, and hopefully that will give a nice seal. Right, so there's my little bead. Now the trick now is to see if we can drop the enclosure down onto that. That bead's only to the front edge of the metalwork, so the back edge doesn't get any silicone underneath it. And what we need to do is get that screw fix pencil out without getting our fingers in. Okay, so that is now sitting down on a thin bead of silicone to the front edge only of this enclosure. I've just put a little bit of masking tape along the edge here, not because I think I'm going to get a lovely straight line, but simply to save quite so much cleaning up afterwards, because by the time you finish with this, we're going to be smothered in it. Now, we used to be able to go sort of on top of your own work, and that gave you a nice line. Yeah. I heard she sang a good song. I heard she had a style. And so I came to see her, to listen for a while. Who doesn't like singing in the bathroom? Come on. Now, because I haven't got one of those nice pretty former things, they're about £10 a set, excellent value. What I've got here is a do-it-yourself piece of PVC with some different profiles. but the bespoke ones from Screwfix cost about a tenner for a set. Excellent. I have got some, but not here. I'm going to call that done now, guys. So what we've done today is attempted to seal a leaking shower. We can't quite work out where the leak was coming from, but I've been round, as you saw, raked out all the old stuff, put in some new good quality sealant. We've had the entire enclosure off, resealed the channels, and we've resealed the base of the enclosure to the shower tray itself. So hopefully that will solve the job. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and if you found that interesting, perhaps you can leave some comments and tell me how I should have done it, and subscribe to my channel. That'd be very nice. Thanks very much for watching.